Hello, welcome to another tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today with great pleasure is called Woodland Trail. It is a what is it? I'm guessing it's like a 6 by. I've got it right here actually for a change. It says a 6. It's a 7 by 14. Yeah, and really painted it a month ago, but the solo pigment series has just been in the way. Interestingly, I think I had this portion, the drawing that you're looking at now, done even longer ago than that. And you see that little bit I just painted with that little diagonal tree? That was a problem area, and it took me a while to realize that this was a compositional issue, not of earth-shattering proportions, but still it needed to be addressed, and it took me a while looking at it to figure out how to fix it and what to do, and you'll see that coming up. I've been painting a lot of these types of scenes lately. Just sold one kind of not exactly like this, but a path through the woods. It's a favorite motif of mine. It's becoming. It's been. Oh, that's me wife leaving. Gonna go see some ladies that have had babies. Yep. Pardon me. I had a little bit of. Well, I would call it hay fever, except I don't know. Some tree is putting pollen out. Anyway, I did like this drawing, and I do love this 7 by 14 size. It's my standard, doubled up square sort of panoramic, and I love doing those. I'm also really becoming very fond of 12 by 18 size. That seems to be a perfect, a little bit larger size for me. It's not incredibly large, but definitely larger than an 8 by 12, for example. And I just ordered a bunch of boards. I got boards. I got boards for days. So yeah, I had a circumstance where I painted the scene sort of similar to this, and sold it the next day. uh, 12 by 18. So 12 by 18s and panoramics are coming up. But anyway, I didn't share this sooner because Solar Pigment series. I didn't want to bomb you guys out with like 3 and 4 videos a week and stuff. I know we're all busy, and actually, I think if I put out too many videos, it tends to diffuse. There's a certain, if you're like me, there's a certain amount of time you're slotting to take in this sort of information. But so the whole key to painting this sort of scene is a lot of simplification, and the only way that I know of to get good at that is by doing a fair amount of it, and it's always a challenge. But if you have that attitude of that I don't have to paint every single tree, that's the main thing. I mean, how many you can count the number of trees I've done here. Maybe it's 20, 30, 40, who knows how many. But it would have been 200 in the actual scene, maybe, right? Of various types of trees and things. Also, you got to really learn to think of the elements in the background as just patterns of light, and which, frankly, wow, we're cracking into some great tips, and we're at 4 minutes. Patterns of light is a great way to think of everything in your painting, and this is one of the reasons that I like to, oftentimes take my glasses off, and just see the big picture, simplify things. There is a live version of this video in the members area, and it might be a really good one to check out, actually, if you've been on the cusp, because it's about a 3-hour video. But as usual, I'm always passing. I think some of the best nuggets come about as we're in the throes of battle, so to speak, right? You're there with me. You are sitting right behind me, and we're painting together, you know. And there's, oh, well, I think the 15-minute videos like this are good too. They're a little more of an overview, a little more philosophical. Um, so, simplifying your reference, of course. Sorry about that. So sorry. You've heard me talk about that before, but um, I just finished doing some photography the other night, and um, the thing is, like, I got a box. I just finished doing some titling last night. I did the photography night before. Um, by the way, I like to just grab big art books to help me with inspiration for my titles, and I used to have a concern with duplicating titles, but that's gone out the window pretty much now. You know, titles, they're important. People like them, and just calling every painting landscape number 42 or 43 or whatever, that's going to get old. Now you see, I'm solving that problem over there. Just watch. But one of the things I always notice when I'm doing the photography is I'm getting the paintings. They're sort of being pushed away now. They're going into a screen, so to speak. And yes, I do videotape the process, and yes, I do sort of look at those after I've done the videotaping and analyze them a little bit. But for some reason, when I'm seeing that painting through the back of my camera in my photography setup, it really sort of pushes it away from me and makes it a bit abstract to me at that point. And it's small for one, and it's very clear, and I can see all the patterns. And the main thing I'm always noticing is the tree shapes. I can't describe the shapes of my trees, but they're distinctive and inescapable. I'm always trying to escape. And one thing, I have a few paintings here up in the house that are from maybe 2012 and stuff, and they succeed on many levels, but some of them just have lollipop trees. Whatever. I let them be. It's good to let some of your older work exist. The best of it, the worst of it, paint over the top of it. Get rid of it. Uh, don't have it around. In fact, paint a lot. Paint every day. Can you paint every day? Would you, please? Because that's really the key to getting better. Speaking of, I just ordered a. I don't know. I'm sorry about this, Ness. I don't know what's happening. Went to my ply guy, got a sheet of hardboard, and actually, just when I ordered the 12 by 18s, I had a bunch of, I give them a cut list, and I have everything drawn out. And for some reason, their boards were smaller than usual, so I didn't get any of the 5 by 7s. But I was anticipating having, 30 or 40 nice hardboard 5 by 7s. I got 0, and so I went ahead and ordered another sheet, which I'm going to have the whole thing turned into 5 by 7s. It's great to have. Now I have the pine. I don't love working on the pine that much. I like the hardboard better. But I like to have a bunch of boards around. Say there's periods in the day where maybe you're even working on a painting like this, and you're going, "Oh, I don't have time to get into that," and it's so complicated. But you should instead of saying, "I think I'll just watch YouTube," instead of doing that, what you should do is, first of all, here's a plan. In the evening, sometimes when you're listening to podcasts or things like that, you should be having reference prepped and a nice big file of things that are ready to paint. On your computer, or some of you may not even have a computer, might be on a phone, whatever. The sort of things that you're thinking of painting, you should have a big folder, and not just with 2 or 3. It could be maybe 15 to 20 images. The more the better, because different things are going to strike you at different times. And every bit of reference seems to have its time. There might be that time. There's a few real clunkers which I painted and put up on the channel. It says this is a clunker. I knew it was going to be a clunker before I painted it, but I went ahead and painted it. Why not? I did it as a 5 by 7. There it is. If it's really bad, well, if you do a bad painting, I mean, you've got several options. One, you could just let it dry, put it up, and think about it for a while. Think about ways you could improve it, and then take a crack at it. or you could try some extreme glazing. If you type extreme glazing into the search box, you'll see what I'm talking about there. I have it in the back of my brain to do a little bit coming up here, maybe over the holidays here. I got a few clinkers that, why not? You don't like the painting, why not, glaze it with a heavy coat of Dio purple. Just I can't even pronounce that color. Someone kindly pointed out on the channel how to pronounce it too, and it's slipped over my brain like stone over a pond. Sorry. We all have our things we're good at and things we're not good at, and pronouncing that particular purple's not one of mine. But some super strong color. Just blast it, and then figure out how you're gonna get out of it. Start slapping some other colors on it. I've done some really nice paintings that way. From they were real dogs. They were real dogs, and I sold them. It felt great. So that's one strategy. Another strategy is just put it up in the curb, break it if it sucks. Throw it away. Don't just throw it in the trash though, because someone will dig it out. And that painting will, they won't realize how bad it is, maybe. They'll just say, oh, look at this nice painting. It's really nice. Either way, you could get through a 5x7. 2 hours, 3, 1. I don't know. It depends on the complexity of the scene you're going after. But even if it's an hour, maybe you could just get a little drawing done in that 5x7 or underpainting. And come back to that later. So, but any time you've got some space to paint, you want to do it every day. You want to get in there every day. That's how you get good. Watching videos won't make you good. I've had I'll never forget, the guy in the channel was maybe 3-4 years ago, was like, what do you mean watching videos makes you a lot better? It's like, yeah, it makes you better, but not as good, not as much as like doing real paintings. So if that's one of your problems, I don't mind. Pause the video, leave it open in a tab. You can come back later. Go do a painting right now, okay? And have those little fibers. Have the okay. So you have the folder with the reference, and then you also, this might be good for a day where you don't have any inspiration or joie de vivre at all. Do a bunch of board prep. Grab 10 of those 5x7s and lay some gesso on them. Have them ready, have them sanded. So when you have that moment, you slap them on the easel, you get your reference out, you just do a painting, and well, this is just a little 5x7. You can say it's not a big deal. And the great thing is too, is like if you really enjoyed the motif and you thought it was going to be something cool, you can paint it up again larger, and there's going to be a lot of room to express yourself at that larger size, because 5x7, you're going to be pretty constrained with the sorts of things you can do. Yeah. And we're getting kind of close to the end of this video. I really am very fond of this particular painting. I really like the way it came out. And I should point out that, because we got a minute left, that this was hanging out, and this is all covered in the live video. This was in my reference folder for a long time. I had it planned out as a rectangle, and something was always bothering me. By the way, you notice how I fixed that little diagonal tree. See, I opened it up. Now we can get through there. Yeah. But then one day, the idea struck me as like, well, this might be better as a panoramic, since all the interesting stuff is right down there. I just would have had a bunch of boring whatever at the top, and I cropped it. Lo and behold, I was inspired, and I was off to the races. And 7x14 is totally handleable size. It's not a giant size. Really very fond of the painting, and I did not come back in and do a second color pass. There's a few areas where I would have put a couple more dots of paint, but I decided that I liked it fresh, and so I left it alone. Anyway, that's it for today's video. See, we're out of the solo pigment series into some nice, I got a ton of great stuff I'm looking forward to sharing with you, so come on back. Hopefully you're having a good holiday season and getting a chance to hang out with your family and your loved ones, and enjoying let's not even diss 2020. It's a fine year. It's fine. Attitude's everything, okay? Anyway, until I come back with another video, please do me a favor, do me a solid. Take good care of yourself, your family, your loved ones. Definitely try to love your enemies and stay out of